connected.
What's up, YouTube? It's dafobra out in the garage here with my 99 GT, and I recently updated the front end with some brand new OEM replacement headlights. She looks really good and the lights are working better, but if there's one area that this car and a lot of older vehicles fall short in, that's headlight lighting. Nowadays there are tons of options out there, from HID to LED. I will tell you that years ago I did have an HID kit in this Mustang, but they're difficult to install. The ballasts are big, you have to find places for them. They need time to warm up. In any case, one of the ballasts actually failed and I pulled the entire system out and I went back to halogens a number of years ago. But today we're going to install this LED headlight kit from Auxbeam. This actually comes from a good buddy of mine, Mr. Teddy R, and I'll put a link to his YouTube and his Instagram. He's an authorized dealer, and when he saw that I put the new headlights in the car, he said, you know what, LED headlights would really set that build off nicely. So thank you to Teddy R for sending these over. Yeah, let's get into it. We're gonna put a set of LED headlights into this 1999 Mustang GT. So if you have a 99 to 2004 New Edge GT, or even a 94 to 98 SN95, you're gonna wanna check this out. The first thing that you wanna do is pop the hood. Removing the headlights on these New Edge Mustangs is really easy. There are two vertical retaining clips that must be pulled up and out. Carefully pull the headlight assembly forward to disengage the guide pins. I have a video detailing the removal and replacement of these headlights. There will be a link below in the description. So let's disconnect all wiring and move the headlight to the work table. Okay, so let's turn our headlight assembly around and remove the bulbs. There's a small bulb retainer. Turn it counterclockwise, pull it off, and simply remove the bulb. This is a standard halogen headlight bulb, high-low function, and here's what we're going to replace it with. This is the Auxbeam F16 LED headlight kit. It is designed for the 9007 type of headlight with a high-low beam. The color temperature is 6000 Kelvin, which is a really clean, bright white with maybe just a hint of blue. So let's open it up and take a look. What you get is a pair of bulbs, drivers, and a plug-and-play harness for a 9007 bulb. On the back of the bulb you'll find a fan with a heatsink which will remove heat from the bulb itself. Attached to the back of each bulb is this control driver with weather pack connectors which make it watertight. And on the end, you will find a direct fit 9007 harness, making this plug and play for your vehicle. So let's see how it installs in the headlight. First, you slide on the OEM retaining collar, and next, slide on the 9007 adapter. There are two small Phillips head screws at the 6 o'clock and 12 o'clock position. You must remove the red weatherproof O-ring from the bulb to actually get to them, and you're going to need a really small Phillips head screwdriver. Here's something I learned. It matters how you orient the bulb inside of the housing. On this particular car, the Mustang, you have to have this wire facing down in order for the high beams to be shooting a beam up top and the low beams to be at eye level. This collar needs to be rotated 180 degrees if you find it that way. So on this car, it takes a little bit of finagling. There you go. It should be just like that with the wire facing the bottom. So let's put it back in the car. The Auxbeam harness is plug and play for the Mustang's OEM headlight harness connector. Plug that in and route the control box into the headlight reinforcement panel. These really don't get hot and there is plenty of room. Next we'll connect the turn signal wiring and push the assembly back in. Finally, push the retaining clips back into place and you're all set. Okay, so let's turn on the headlights and see how they look. On the driver's side is the new Auxbeam LED replacement, and on the passenger side is our standard halogen. Here's our low beam, and you can see that it's a much wider light and it seems to be throwing a brighter beam pattern. Also keep in mind that these are brand new headlights on this vehicle, so clarity is at maximum right now. Let's see what the high beams look like. Oh yeah, what a much nicer light. Might be difficult to really get it on camera. So let's swap out the passenger side and see what both sides with the LED looks like. So the install is all done, the headlights are working, and quite honestly, they look fantastic. I really like the kit. I like the fact that LEDs are instant on. I much prefer the color, the temperature color, the 6000 Kelvin of this LED setup compared to the halogens. They seem to have a nicer beam pattern than I remember my older HID kit having with the headlights. They do make the stock halogen bulbs in my GT fog lamps look really bad. They look really yellow, so I might have to upgrade those to LED as well just to make it look really nice. I have a similar LED setup on my CBR 600RR, and I'll leave a link in the description below if you want to check it out. I will tell you, Auxbeam, you have a great product. Where you fall short is your directions. The directions are difficult to follow at best. They're not very descriptive. I had to do a lot of trial and error, for example, removing those rings with a small Phillips screwdriver, orienting the wire at the 6 o'clock position so that the bulb would light up correctly for high beam and low beam. At the end of the day, those aren't really big deals. They're not humongous fixes, but I will tell you it would have been nice to have a more detailed instruction guide to make the install a lot smoother. I consider myself very savvy when it comes to working on cars, so I was able to get through it, but somebody who might not be as proficient might find a lot of frustration. Once again, thank you P.T.S.D for these headlights, and I have to tell you, I absolutely love those license plate lights. Give it a much more modern look. My daily driver actually has LED license plate lights in its factory, and it just looks really clean, so I really like the look on here as well. So if you have any questions or comments, put them in the section down below. I'll do my very best to answer them. And thanks everybody for watching, and I'll see you. Okay.